It's time for another album review club. Let me get the guys. We on Straight Loud Entertainment. Oh shoot! It's been a while since Cheddar was the first one, and he slid on out of here.
There we go. Yo.
I was saying it's been a long time since you were the first one in here.
I know, right? Lesson came back, still the first one.
Man, we got sad news for the folks. We gonna wait till Justin get up in here. How you feeling this week? How you been doing?
Oh, it's been a good week, man. Been chilling, man. Got through the weekend, had a little fun.
Oh shit! The winning's over. Who is Mike Jones coming through? Rest in peace, Fullo. We knew they were. He ain't dead. Actually, I shouldn't say that. You shouldn't really just jump out the gates, being like, "Guess who's not making it to dinner?"
You got the next
Shout out to Possible Movie Review Club. They were going to do a who's guess who's coming to dinner. We talk about the problems with race. I don't know. Let me not get too
What?
ahead of myself.
I have no clue what this man is talking about.
You guys never seen that movie? Guess who's coming to dinner?
You talking about with Bernie Mac? Well, not well.
No,
I mean,
no.
there's the original one, but
The original one with Sidney Poitier. No, is this
I
Sidney?
haven't seen that one.
Hold on, let me. Now
I've seen the
I'm.
Bernie Mac and Ashton Kutcher version.
You gotta watch the original, man. That was.
And I actually also, well, I didn't see that movie either. But isn't it basically the same movie they made with Jonah Hill and Homegirl a couple years ago? Nunu.
Yeah, they kind of did like a switch. They were like, "Oh, what if it's the different side? Or what if it's a white guy going to a black family's house instead?"
Yeah.
But like the whole premise was that like it's, I don't know, it's a great movie and it like constantly builds, and it's kind of like a 12 Angry Men, just like a social commentary at the time. Anyways, sorry. I thought hold up, I forgot. I completely forgot to do that.
All right. Well, welcome to the Straight Loud Entertainment. This week we had, I forgot. Hey, Cheddar, who?
Mike Jones.
Oh man, terrible setup as we are waiting for a terrible reveal from 40. But I guess we'll wait for him to get ready to toast to whatever the hell he about to bring to us. But
Got 40 no more. MF40. MF40 in the building, baby.
MF40.
This is MF40, baby. I'm gonna do this the whole podcast and see if I don't pass out. When you go and say, what you drinking? I'm like, there's nothing that fits in this. Oh, actually.
man. All right. So as y'all see, we're gonna have to move on without full love. And actually, off the rip, I'm starting to regret that decision. But
this was not happening in Fullo's presence.
Fullo's not around. We be allowed 40 to run wild and
40 Unchained.
Yo, shout out to
what are we doing? I'm drinking from the skull of my enemies.
Shout out to Bobby T.
I don't know. Shout out to whoever made this mask. It's crazy.
Right.
Let's do it.
All right, so this is a quick tell of the tape.
I don't understand. I mean, I would say it's a good mask. I don't understand the relevance, but it's a cool mask. I don't get what MF Doom has to do with Mike Jones or Houston or Chopped and Screwed or anything, but you know, it's a good match.
Oh, hold on. It's MF Pirate Dizzle.
All right, so this is a quick telling the tape. I can't. This is too much for me right now. But this is "Who Is Mike Jones" by the one and only Mike Jones. It was
Who?
Mike Jones.
uh Mike Jones. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna say it again. Who? Mike Jones. It was a debut album. It dropped in April 2005. It was led by two singles, which are still tipping, and back then, it peaked at number 3 on the top 200, selling 181,000 first week, eventually going
Wait,
platinum.
yo, Flossum wasn't a single?
Not it was a single. Flossin, I feel like Flossin eventually had a video, but it was hard to find.
Yeah, okay.
Man, R.I.P. Mo.
Oh, damn, I didn't know he died.
Man, you see,
R.I.P.
man, what?
Diabetes
Mo
got me.
for real. Shoot, 40. Because with this is one of the few rap songs where I heard that you knew the whole verse, like someone's whole verse off of, and you could just quote it off the rip. So 40.
Yeah.
Mike Jones, 2005. How did you get?
Wait, oh yeah, what was up with me on that? All right. Sorry. The mess is already fucking me up. I'll get ready. I'll be back into it. Let me go back into my let me get back into myself. So the Mike Jones album was crazy because I remember seeing the Still Tippin' video. If you ever watched the Still Tippin' video, that is like the perfect video for that era. It was like I still remember like the fucking like it's like the dust and the tumbleweeds of the South, and then you got Cadillacs fucking bumping and moving. You got Mike Jones, Paul Wall, and Slim Thug, just like all three just about to go and kill it. And Slim Thug was my favorite like on that verse because he said something about oh my
GameCube Nintendo.
yeah, GameCube Nintendo. I'm or
5%.
what is it?
So you can't see
You
up in
see
my
in my window. You can't understand me because I'm boss also candy. Pieced up, creased up, staying dressed to impress. Oh god, that song is fucking crazy. And when I had this album, I remember everyone at school was like, "Yo, pass the album. Let's go." Everyone was listening to this album. As an adult, very interesting to hear this album. Be like, "Oh, this is what I was bumping for a long time." For a long time, like this was like months of just hearing Mike Jones say, "Hit me on my phone." Anyways, we'll go and get into that part. I'm gonna pass it off to Coach. Go ahead.
Yeah, I remember I used to hate Still Tipping when it first came out, but like I distinctly remember that music video and seeing the cars swerving left and right, weaving in and out, and seeing the girl Michael Watts on the ones and twos, and then had that girl dancing in front of the turntable. I just think like it's a very impressionable, just memorable, I guess, video from the time period back in the day. But it's just crazy because like it's crazy how I can't really say I don't know if you can necessarily say it was this album specifically, but just what the whole Swisher House did at that time is put Houston completely on the map. Like after this era, or whatever, around the time of this era, like everyone was dropping chop and screw versions of their albums. It's like it just took over the scene. Houston kind of took over the scene for a minute. Like it was crazy. It was a crazy moment in time. But yeah. This is interesting because I mean I know DJ Screw I guess came up with the whole because that's why they call it Chopped and Screwed, right? Because DJ Screws kind of originated the sound and all that stuff. But Michael Watts put that on Front Street and took that to a whole nother level with Switch House.
I mean,
But yeah,
the lyrics said it for himself. Michael Watts, he made it hot. So,
yeah.
yeah, I respect that. I'm sorry, I'm still got thunder, man. I'm sorry. As a
Okay,
man,
but just a quick because I mean I'm not the right person to guys I guess to technically go into old Houston history of the rap game or whatever. But I just think it's interesting because it's like I said like the whole Chop Screw movement started with DJ Screw back in the day and the Screwed Up Click. And it's like apparently those were like the South Side boys in Houston. Those was like the South Side of Houston, and it's like they owned the music scene for a while until Michael Watts was like, the North needs some representation too, because it's like apparently the South Side of Houston, all those South Side rappers used to just diss the North Side all the time because the North Side was known for jacking cars, and they come down to the South Side and jack everybody's cars and whatnot. So they used to throw shots left and right. But it's just what was I gonna say? I don't know, I don't remember. But
Dang, I didn't know you was gonna break it down to like actual sides of Houston.
yeah, no, because it was like
I ain't so that deep into
That's crazy.
Because it's crazy. But because one thing I found out, because I was looking into it a little bit, but like, because DJ Screw had like the Screwed Up Click, right? Which I kind of find out, who was part of the Screwed Up Click for a little bit? I think he only dropped maybe like one album, maybe two. But George Floyd was apparently in the Screwed Up Click. Who would have thought? Who would have known? I did.
So
hey, I have a question. I got a question for our
Cheddar Bomb for us. George Floyd was on the Screwed Up Click.
Random Cheddar Bomb.
Cheddar, one question for you: is Paul Wall white or Mexican or Latino or what?
White.
Really?
He is very, very white.
So he's on that like top 10 white rappers.
And Paul Wall can come to
What they say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize Paul Wall, because Paul Wall apparently started off with like a group with like Chameleon, which I didn't realize that. Just digging they were a group called like the Nightcrawlers, and they used to like roll around together and do a whole bunch of music under the underground Houston music back in the day. But it's another little cheddar bomb for you.
Shout out to
Paul Wall,
Bun.
the people's champ.
True.
Oh no!
Shout out to Beat Kings on talking about Paul Wall, Travis Scott, Big Lil Kiki, Scarface, Zero, everybody.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody.
Shout out to Big Floyd, aka George Floyd, as well.
All right. Once again, regretting the decision to move on without full load, because it's Cheddar gone wild. But who is Mike Jones? It was another childhood classic for me. It was another one of those CDs I remember picking up. I got it from Mr. $1 down in Charlotte when I was young. They had the big bins in front of the store that had $5 CDs in them. So saw who's Mike Jones down there. Got one of them, and classic since then. And we all know how big it was whenever anyone said who. Doesn't matter context. If you say who Mike Jones, is either gonna cross your mind or you're gonna be like Mike Jones.
Who Mike Jones?
I guarantee at least half of y'all out there, before you even listen to this album, could remember the number off the top of your head. Like it was just that stuck.
Hey, we messed up.
Hit Mike Jones up on the low because Mike Jones about to blow.
Yeah, so Mike Jones kind of is a staple in the Black community, whether we know it or not.
Apologize to our fans though, because I did have an idea of looking at the lyrics for like who is Mike Jones and see if he has that specific lyric on every single song on this album, and also his phone number, because I think there was a marketing tactic where he was using that to promote his album.
Yeah.
There was someone. Yeah.
It was like I feel like this would have been Cheddar Bomb. It was like his grandma told him to keep saying his name on the song so people knew who he was.
Really?
It works.
Hey, did he say that with his grandma?
Oh, grandma.
Oh, grandma. Who Mike Jones? Who Mike Jones? Mike
You know
Jones.
what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying,
man? All right, let's get into it. Let's...
So, 40, what are some of your favorite songs off of this project?
Top 3? All right.
However you
want. So, I'm going to go, there's really like a top 2, and then the third is just going to be like a song that I'm going to put on there, but it could really be interchangeable with a lot of other songs. So I think Still Tippin', number 1. Like that song's crazy. That is like a Wu-Tang Clan kind of getting 3 people together that all kind of kill their own verses, and it brings light to an area that you didn't really like pay attention to, which was like that Houston sound, that like kind of chopped and screwed up sound. And then if you had listened to that song, you would have assumed that all 3 rappers could rap, only to find out that Mike Jones does not actually have lyrical verses. He has like 4 pages of notes as to like catchphrases and punchlines.
Mike Jones' whole verse is pretty much promotion for his album.
Yeah, man, it's very interesting.
Yeah. Intro.
Yeah, so when out of the three, you would never have. I don't know if like, anyone else. I don't know if I'm the only. I might be just the only one here. I was shocked that Paul Wall would be the guy who would have like came out the gate running things, having his own album, The People's Champ, ripping shit up. Number two, Know What I'm Saying. I don't. Bun B starts that off, and I love Bun B. And then Mike Jones just has this like. Who does the production on this? Is it actually just Mike Jones or
like production?
who does the actual? Is it Michael Watts?
I think
Or,
Michael Watts and G Dash. I think did a lot of it.
We should
oh,
turn this into a game. Whoever says who the most, well, whenever someone says who or Mike Jones, you got a drink. Whatever he says his phone number, you got
okay, that would actually be a great drinking game. The Mike Jones murder session. You just drink. I know he talks about his phone number. We have like two different drinks, so you have to mix the liquor, so you can definitely get screwed up. We'll call it the chopped and screwed up edition.
We on to something. We on to something.
That okay? I'm doing the actual work. Any of the fans want to go and make an actual Mike Jones drink mix? I don't know what type of drinks we're gonna be drinking, but it would be fun to go and take his catchphrases and kind of put them onto different liquors, and you have to pay attention to which one you're drinking. Anyways,
Mike,
who's Mike Jones? Got to drink tequila. If it's his number, you got to do like whiskey, and we got to pick something random. I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna go. Know what I'm saying? And then like the third one, it could really be screwed at, cutting, or not. It's screwed up. I think that's really that like chopped and screwed sound. I was gonna pick Back Then, but the problem with Back Then is I liked the music video that was associated with it more than the song itself. So
You like what?
I like the Back Then music video. I don't know if I just got cut out and some of my stuff got messed up, but internet going crazy over here.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it is.
They're building new areas in my area, man. They ain't doing a good job either. But no, I think that's it. I'm gonna pass it off. Go ahead, Cheddar.
All right, top three for me. Or I guess top songs in general. Like Still Tipping, yeah. Still Tipping is really, I mean that because that's part of how they put their whole stamp on the map, bro. It's like it's funny because like looking back, I originally thought, well, I mean, because it is. It's technically it's not Mike Jones' song. It's like it's the song that they took off their compilation mixtape and decided to put it on the album to just kind of help boost Mike Jones' sales or whatever, I guess, or something like that. But like it was originally from one of their mixtapes, so it's like a compilation to show like this Houston is here type of thing, right? But it's like what what bugged me about that song though, since it is Mike Jones's album, is the fact that his verse was the only verse that was like slowed down a little bit. And like I was listening to Paul Wall talk about it because he was like, when they heard the beat, nobody wanted to rap on that song to begin with because they were like they didn't know what to do with the beat because they were like what we gonna rap about, what we gonna how we gonna rap on this song, like what are we gonna do with is this violins in the back? They were listening to it on like a boom box with like they had to turn the bass all the way down because like if the bass was too high, then the CD would be skipping around and stuff like that. So it was like it was a really weird environment to make the song to begin with. So they didn't know what to do. And it's like he said the first time they recorded the verses, it was like they were rapping a bit too fast and they were kind of like his like their pitches were too loud or too high pitched and stuff like that, so they went back and redid it and they were like, well, I gotta slow my verses down or whatever, and I think Michael Watson was like, well, that works because we're gonna be doing chopped and screwed stuff, so slow your verses down. So I just the fact that they slowed down Mike Jones's verses like that makes me think that either he refused to re-record his verse or couldn't get himself to slow down enough. So they're like, you know what, don't worry, Mike, forget it. We'll do it for you, and we'll turn it down a couple RPMs or whatever. But like, so that kind of bugged me. But outside of that, because the song is too, I don't know why I didn't like it when I was younger, but that song just goes too hard. um, I didn't want to include back then on my top, just but I kind of had to just because just the way it goes from that intro. Cause I don't like spoiler alert. The intro is probably on my list of lowlights, but like how it goes from the intro directly into that song, just directly into that beat, just goes incredibly hard for me for some reason. It just fits really nicely. But outside of well, and then Boston as well. Outside of those three, because I feel those are like obvious, kind of like that's the reason why they've dropped videos for those ones. You know what I'm saying? Those are obvious like leads for the album. But outside of that, I'd have to say. Got It Sewed Up was dope. The Cut and Remix was I enjoyed that one a lot. And 5 years from now, 5 years from now would probably be another one that I put up there. I don't know. I like the kind of laid back, chiller beat to it, and like it was kind of interesting, and I appreciated it. But so yeah, so what will be your highlights? Will?
When I was listening to it, since I've listened to it a lot over the years, I decided to pull out the, the instant classics. So Still Tipping Back There. I try not to include that in mine.
Yeah.
I wanted to say the same about Flossing, but seeing as how it's not official single, that's one of my personal favorite songs. That's probably my top 50 all time for me. So Flossing,
Big Mo killed it. Big Mo killed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm falling, and my man keep falling.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's how. Can I retroactively put that on my top 3? Going back, Lawson is really good.
Lawson's a really good, and it sticks in your head very easily. Like I was just like this whole entire week, I've just been humming Flossin just out of accidentally. I was like, oh, I'm humming Flossin again. Stop it. Stop humming Flossin.
Do I hear Flossin in your room, Kofi?
And for our young viewers, this has nothing to do with the dance flossing at all. Well, anyway.
Oh shit. Yeah. Unless
it might. I don't know. Forget that. Never mind. Continue. But go ahead, Woo.
Another one of my favorite songs up here, which is honestly, I somehow over the years it became one of my favorite like heartbreak songs. Like whenever I had like a little heartache or something, I throw this song on and instantly I'm like, you know what I'm saying? It's not Return of Mac, but it's Scandalous Hoes. Scandalous Hoes. Well, he got up there talking. I was like, man. So Scandalous Hoes is definitely up there with that. And Type of Nigga You Need. That is also one of my favorites. Even though it comes at the latter part of the album, which we're gonna get to that right now. So
wait, I do want to say real quick because it's not on my low lights, but like when I first listened to Scandalous Hoes, I really wanted to put that on my low light. There's something about the way the song sounded to begin with, but like I think it was halfway through Mike Jones's verse, I was like, you know what? I think I like this song, and I took it out of the trash bin and put it in the dope bin.
I really agree with that because that's exactly where every time I think about that song, I go like, you kind of like listen to it in your head and you go like, nah, this isn't it. Yeah. And then you keep playing it in your head and you're like, you know what? I might be wrong here. Mike Jones knows more than I do. I apologize, Mike, for my transgressions. I should have known who Mike Jones was. Type You Need. I can't say that other word. I don't want to. I ain't trying to get punched through the camera. Right
whoa. Rewind.
You can say half of the word, 40. You can say half of the word.
I'll do Type of You Need. Type of blank you need.
Type of cuz.
Spoiler to everybody. I'm only like part of the African American race. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to.
You can say half of the word.
Hey, get us a strong nigga.
I can only watch 25. Well, actually, I can only watch 25% of Black Panther. You know, I have to choose my section properly too. But no, I
choose anyway. You get a good.
I get the
you need
type of a you need. You know, we chopping and screwing it today, boys. But no, so like, there's something about Mike Jones trying to do a love song, but still using the same verses he used the whole time, and I'm just like, I just imagine him like in like a really fancy restaurant, you know, wining and dining a beautiful woman, and he's still just like, hit me on my phone 281-330-8004, and she's just like, what? Is this
hey girl, you look good. Hit me up.
Back then, you would not show me no love. You choose to treat me like a scrub. You know, I was like, what? Mike, we're on a nice date. Why are you saying this shit, dude? So I don't know. And then like Bright Eyes didn't really do anything for me on that. Like, cause like usually the tracks that he has someone on it, they kind of do something. You know, it kind of feels like they're at least they exist in a realm that like you listen to them, you're like, oh, this guy might have been around for a little bit. He might be someone I want to pay attention to. That song just didn't. I don't know. I don't know. I'm curious to know if you have any disagreements with because. But anyway, what?
I mean, I ain't. Hey, I'm not gonna shoot you down over your Mike Jones slander.
Well, I was just like, I don't know what you heard that I was not hearing, but and then I'm gonna do Lost Patrol.
For type of nigga you need.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's just all with the mentality.
Mm.
When you're working up to be something great in life, you always want to be the type of nigga that you need. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
We're in the poetry corner now, bro. We're in the poetry. Someone get the candles out here. We're about to steal your girl, everybody. Be careful.
You know why? Because I'm the type of.
See, this is what happens when we go from an Usher album to a Mike Jones album. Pope Blue out here trying to preach the gospel of how to get in somebody's pants.
You know what? Be out here being a type of nigga you don't need. Like, come on now. Like, look how
okay, but that would be a good chopped and screwed.
You know what I'm saying?
That's like the remix.
If you want a crew for it, I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What you here for?
That's the extended album, man. That's gonna be the chopped and screwed version. I'm gonna be the type you don't. I'm gonna be the type of you don't need.
You know what I'm saying? Make it so useful. We need it in this world. Yeah.
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna go with the Lost Patrolling though. That is not just even when the Lost Patrolling and I can stay rolling. There's okay. The reason why is because the next song I'm gonna put on that bottom three, they just fight each other and it makes both songs worse. And that is Turning Lane, and they both come right between each other. Hearing him say Turning Lane so many times, when I was a kid, I loved it because I didn't care because I'd have to go to school and have to actually go to class. But as an adult, when you get to like freely listen to that song, you don't want to put it on again. So, and then it goes right from Turning Lane into Lost Patrolling. It's just they could have just taken those two out, and that whole album would have still been the same. But well,
fair enough.
I think what you know about would have actually taken a little bit less powers because 5 years from now, cutting into what you know about is really good driving music. But anyways, I'm passing it off. I think those are my bottom three. Cheddar, what you got?
I used to, not for the same reasons, but I did used to like Turner Lane a lot when I was younger. But I'd probably put it on my low lights now because for some reason, to me, it just feels like a song I'd rather hear them Franchise Boys do. Like, I don't know what it is about the song. I just feel like listening to the entire time, I was like, I'd rather hear DFB all over this track than Mike Jones. And because of that, I was like, yeah, for some reason it didn't work for me.
That's like a whole different level.
Because I think maybe because it felt like a song that would have been from an Atlanta artist
I
around
have
that time.
heard anyone say, you know what? You know Hillsong good is all new franchise.
Look, you could
Cheddar's not
slide
a
Turtle Lane
producer
in right
like
behind Riding Rims or something like that, and it would have fit perfectly on the album. That's all I'm saying. But there's something about it. Like maybe it sounds like maybe it feels like an Atlanta type of song than it is like a Houston. I don't know. I'm getting all this regional bass talk and all these past couple like 3 lives in a row.
trying to keep
Ever since,
divided. I got you.
but no, but I put that as a low light. And honestly, because I think 40 you put this as one of your highlights. But know what I'm saying? I hate it. I hated that song. And I actually like Bun B a lot, but he couldn't save it for me. It was just something about the way it sounded in general. I wasn't a big fan of it. Outside of that, I would say a low light for me is not a particular song, but just I feel like the mixing they did with his vocals is kind of all over the place sometimes. I don't know. I can tell between his vocals and like some of his features vocals. I feel like the mixing was kind of a little bit all over the place for the album in general. Which I mean, that might have been part of intentional with the sound or something like that. But for me, I consider that a little bit of a low. Like some of the songs that sound uh like a mixtape quality. Like I don't know. That's the best way I could word it. It's like a lot of these songs kind of sound like mixtape quality when they should sound album quality, even if they pulled them from a mixtape, I guess. But I don't know. And that's probably Big Lil Lush for me. But Woo, what you got?
All right, so I'm so y'all know where I'm gonna start this at. I'm gonna start this in the turn lane. Turn lane. After a couple turn lanes on a song, that junk got annoying. I ain't like it as a kid. I ain't like it now like that. As soon as it came on, like 2, 3 turn lanes in, we out of here. Now later, we not waiting for the light out here. So that started off. I feel like it's unbalanced because it starts off really, really strong. You start off with what back then, flossing. I want to say still tipping up there too.
Yep.
Halfway through the album, you get into the turn lane. I'm be like in a literal sense. And you know what? The halfway through the album, you know what song it is? In the turning lane. Turning lane for the album because the lateral half of it just ain't as strong. Even though there's a couple songs in there at the end that I rock with.
Yeah.
I'm good.
It's an interesting choice to like start literally like your first three leading songs, whether even though Flossin isn't technically a single, but the leading songs to have them leading the album rather than kind of spacing them out,
Yeah.
just so people at least have a little bit of up and down or whatever. But like it's an interesting choice to kind of start that off like that.
So also another thing that I'm sorry I gotta take away from the album. I can live with him yelling Mike Jones on everything. I can because it's an ad lib. Who? Mike Jones. It's an ad lib. But him quoting his phone number on everything. No, it was good when you did the one time, but once you did the 6 and the 7, you shouldn't have did it that often, bro. We get 281-330
Hey,
804.
well, like I said earlier, I guarantee that number stuck in people's heads.
It is.
Even
It was
years
stuck in people's
after
heads
that.
off of that one song. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah, that's true.
and on some of them, you got the nerve to be like, oh, if you ain't here the first time, here you go. 281-330. It's too much. I'm sorry. It's too much. For
Also,
the repetitive lyric.
Yeah.
Got like throw some more candy paint in there or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, give us some grills. And also to finally end off with what I really ain't care for is grandma.
yeah.
Grandma.
Yeah. Like, okay, I was
He
good now.
would love
Man,
you, girl. Oh, grandma.
as soon as I was grandma, as soon as I hear that, I was like, all right, next.
The the only reason why I didn't put that on my low lights is because I respect why he has that song. Because, like you said, his grandma was a big part of him, I guess, becoming what he became and stuff like that. So I get why he has it on there, but still, don't really care for that song.
Man, I can't base my rating off of moral code when it comes to his grandma. Especially if you talk about all this rap stuff.
I mean,
Arguably,
but you gotta give him credit though. The grandma actually has a lot of lyrics that are unique because he's talking about his grandmother, and with everything else, they're talking about the turning lane, or his phone number, or who he is, or the
Yeah.
hose
Or
that
how back
did
then they
not
didn't
like
like,
him when he was not.
yeah.
Hmm?
Or like how back
Yeah,
then they
I
didn't
mean,
like him,
look,
but now he's not.
oh,
Yeah.
that's not true. Cause 5 years from now, he actually has an inspirational track.
Yeah.
5 years now, he's talking about like what you gonna do 5 years
Yeah.
from
Am
now.
I gonna
real
am I gonna be dead? Am I gonna
what
be
I
in jail?
do,
What's
Yeah,
gonna happen to me
what
5 years
I
from now?
see, yeah.
and when
Yeah,
you
that's a good
that age, you thinking like 5 years from now, damn, I'm be in high school.
5 years from now, I'm gonna be in college. I might have me some kids. Yeah, 5 years. Yeah, that's a good song. I used to not like 5 years from now because as a kid I didn't care. Now as an adult who looks in 5 years and goes, man, that's gonna be crazy. What happens in that in the next 5 years? It does.
Yeah.
It's. I don't know something about it.
These
I'm
next 4
surprised you
about
didn't
to
like
be.
the grandma part. I can't believe you put that up there just out of nowhere. Threw his grandmother under the bus. Shout out to Mike Jones' grandmother. She deserves her own track.
That being 5 minute, a 5 minute long track. I will say, just to touch on something else he said. I will say, I'm back then. Don't get me wrong. He does say his number a handful of times, but he didn't say it as much as I thought he did. Like I thought, there's a point. There's a point where he says his number, then he says I forget what verse he said, what line he says, but then he repeats that line like 5 times. I thought he repeated the number with it all 5 times. I was like, oh, okay. Not as much as I thought it was, but it's on there enough that it would have been fine just keeping it on that one song.
Man, if I had some more time, I honestly didn't listen to it this much this week. I listen to it all the time. If I had more time, I would have found out how many times and what songs
Yeah,
it would have dropped that
but
number in there.
it's crazy because like 40 this whole album is a promotion for the album, which is wild to me. And for a website that I don't even know if he ever made. And even and also just talking about stuff he announced that he never really the American Dream, because he talks about it in the intro. The intro I'd actually put on my little list as well, like I said. But he talks about how the American Dream coming soon. And there's supposed to be a movie. I remember distinctly there was supposed to be an American Dream movie. I don't think he ever made that movie. If he did,
But
Really?
he didn't do anything.
when he dropped the American Dream, have you seen the track listing on the American Dream?
It's back then, and then like 3 other songs
That's
from
one
it.
of the most disappointing track listings I have ever seen for a second album.
I don't think it ended up being an album. I think it ended up
Oh,
being like an EP. I think
Yeah,
I don't know if it's fair, but I
but
think he
still,
wanted it to be
you
a second
already
album.
dropped the songs. Why we just
Yeah,
let's add 2 songs to my classics?
yeah.
yeah.
He should have made.
You know what? That's exactly what it was. They literally
Yeah,
just it's only 7 songs. It's 28 minutes. They have a song with Snoop Dogg on it, which is crazy. That's about.
But they did drop another one though.
another
But
album.
yeah, they dropped like a full track listing, but it had.
What
Like
was that
how
one
many
song that?
times are they gonna use Still Tipping?
It had Swag Through the Roof, it had My 6'4" in it.
Sorry,
Um,
through the roof.
Mr.
Yeah.
Jones.
it had Scandalous again, but it took off all that other shit. It had Cuddy Buddy
That's
on it.
Oh, Cuddy Buddy was him?
On-
Oh yeah, it was him. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess, well, I don't know why they dropped the EP and then re-dropped that. I don't know, man. This is getting screwy and choppy. And
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I think was maybe different then that like the way I guess maybe the way rights work for stuff that like it's coming across weird now. Like it might have been an actual full album at the time.
I kind of remember
Yeah.
that ring dropping. I was like, these are all the same songs.
So this has nothing to do with anything. But I'm looking at his next
as
quote
we
unquote.
all know about Mike Jones, he's an enigma.
I'm looking at his quote unquote next album, The Voice, right? And track number 16 is Grandma 2. Which
And
I don't know what else he could have said about
oh
his
my
grandma
god,
that he needs his second part.
it was crazy. He uses majority the songs from the American Dream on The Voice.
Yeah.
Man, Mike Jones only dropped like 20 songs his whole
He dropped 20 songs in a total of maybe 10 different words.
Swag Through the Roof's my shit though. I love Swag Through the Roof.
Hey, you know what's
And
crazy? They dropped Mr. Jones. Did you see Mr. Jones in 2018? They dropped,
they dropped.
and he has back then. He dropped an album in 2018, and he put back then as the second track, just like his first album.
His entire discography is chopped and screwed.
Man, shout out
This
to
man
Mike.
has learned the art of just reusing.
Hey, that's how you
Mike
clean
Jones,
up.
the recycler.
That's how you clean up everything after you done talked a whole bunch of shit about it. Hey, shout out to Mike Jones, man. He out here doing his thing.
Yeah, this man wrote like 12 pages of a rap book, and then was like, "I'm gonna use this my whole career," and it fucking worked.
Nah, you got
He didn't.
he ain't make this shit. His grandma told him to
Yeah.
use those.
His grandmother's his ghostwriter, man. That's exactly.
that was cold. That was cold. But I mean, those are my
stuff.
so 40. What's your rating on this?
Right.
Okay, yeah, that was out of pocket. I think it missed everybody, but that one was out of pocket. She is ghostwriter for real.
Yeah, I did miss that the first time.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
All right, well, I'm gonna give his album a +1 rating automatically, just because I like the album art. This is like like the classic multiplayer. This is like a classic album art, because I remember looking at this shit and going like, "Who is this guy? Who is Mike Jones? Let me pick this up." And it reminds me of like the Need for Speed Underground, like that Def Jam, that 2004, 2005, where they just put like a city in the background and they just put some like random text over everything. Like that's how you would sell anything. You just put a fucking city behind it, and everyone's just like, "Oh shit, this is pretty ass lights."
He looked like a black.
Yeah, they had like he look. You know what? If you really squint your eyes, he kind of looks like Neo. Like Neo has an album where he does that same exact pose and everything.
I thought you meant Neo as in the one, and I was like, "What are
The one Neo.
What are you looking at?" I forgot about Neo. Yeah,
You might not know Mike Jones, but him and Keanu Reeves were brothers in a past life.
I was so confused.
All right, but I'm gonna give it a B plus.
So tired of
This
dreams.
album's a B plus. Like without even a question. Like I wanted to be an A plus. I was like, come on, Mike. I know we used to be like that when I was younger, but that's the problem. Is when I was younger, man. I can't. The way I've been grading these albums, it would be unfair to be like, there's no lyrics on this. A plus, A plus. He did it. This is genius level marketing because of the fact that the songs stick with you. They can be played at any time. Since all the songs have the same lyrics, you can just pick whatever sound system you want. You know, like whatever beats playing with Mike Jones in it. And I don't know, but it's not terrible. I never listened to this and I go, you know what? This is some hot garbage. This is a Craig Mack album with different writing. But no, this is good. I don't know why I didn't know why I just was needed Craig Mack. That was uncalled for. I put the MF Doom mask on and started going cutthroat, man. I'm sorry, guys. Bull's not here to keep me
done. Craig Mack hasn't even dropped an album for him to get some hate. He never dropped that album.
That's why I'm waiting for that second album so him and Biggie can go and do some help.
We're all waiting for that second album.
It's in the same place where Prince keeps all of his extra albums. In that vault. Anyways, once you get through all that baby oil, you'll find a Craig Mack album too. The blueprint for it.
Let's go ahead and crank out this album real quick.
But yeah, no, it's a B plus. It's a B plus. I'm gonna go and pass it to Chet before I keep going crazy and start making enemies. It wasn't me who said it. It was the man with the iron mask.
Man, what you get, bro?
I give it a B minus for similar reasons. I think like those first three tracks really carry the bulk of the album. Like I said last week, at the end of like what I said last week, I was like, there's a lot of stuff I remember from this album, but I feel like it's generally kind of mid. But those three tracks kind of really, really, really strong. But it is just a promotion for Mike Jones. It's like the whole album's promotion for the album for a website that who knows if it even ever existed because nobody had internet like that back in the day anyway. And it's like kind of like what 40 said, like none of it is. I'm surprised because with as much as he repeats, as much as he does, you would think that this would be a garbage album, but it's not. Like it's somehow he was able to kind of hone in at a specific time that like he was able to do this, which is why I feel like his career kind of went in and out. Because is that well, actually no, because to be fair, his follow ups weren't as repetitive. He kind of switched up his style on the follow. This was just his way into the game, I guess. But like,
bro, we just went over his follow-ups. They was the same song.
Well, I'm just thinking of a lot of those singles, like Cuddy Buddy, and all that. Like he doesn't do as much repeating.
He got kicked off of Cuddy Buddy. All right, man.
Well, I'll say like he existed in a very specific time space that he was able to exist. That I don't think he would have like 5 years earlier, 5 years later. I don't think Mike Jones would have been able to do what he did. And for that, I got to give it some kind of credit. So like I said, yeah, I mean B minus, somewhere between C plus B minus, but I'll lead to the B minus. But Will, what's your rating for it?
I give it a B plus also because it does start off strong and it's also an album I listen to a lot. So if you being honest with yourself, there's some songs that you're gonna take up off of this.
Yeah.
And one place I don't want to be is in the turning lane with grandma. Those two songs alone, that knock it off. But Oh, let me. I'm over here looking up a whole bunch of random stuff. But yeah, definitely B plus. Mid is okay, especially when you got some classic mid. Woo! Flosser is still
Oh,
forever.
I don't know if we can say it's a mid because I got a text message from Fullo. Boop 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 boop. Fullo, what's the rating on the album? S plus, better than Ti. Okay, done,
Better than
certified.
you said it. Mike Jones is not Sear Jones.
You know the five best rappers alive. You know, you got Mike Jones, then you got Who is Mike Jones, and then you got Grandma. You got Paul Wall, Paul Wall rounding out the list.
People's champ.
People,
Yeah,
yeah, baby.
yeah, you ain't had no real 16 until you got one from Grandma.
No other rappers talk about their grandmother on their first album. Come on now.
Hey,
You
this,
know what? Let's just say it's true.
I think someone's done it. I think someone said something about their grandmother at least
Probably said
once.
something about their grandmother on their first album,
I feel
but
like
not maybe not a
Kanye
whole
has.
song. Definitely not a whole song dedicated to it.
No, Kanye
um,
didn't Kanye make one or
uh,
um
Dolph got a few songs by his grandma.
Dolph does? Oh,
Daddy,
Chance the Rapper.
About his grandma?
Chances a couple better kisses. That's about his grandmother.
No,
It's
wait.
a couple better kisses. Yeah,
My grandma think I stink. Yeah.
I got them cocoa butter kisses. Yeah.
Ah,
I'm sorry.
ah,
Ooh, I love my life. I love my wife.
ah. And now they got a divorce this
Shout out
year.
to
So
Chance the Rapper.
shout out to Chance and his divorce.
Okay, I want a Chance the Rapper and Mike Jones album. I don't know what it would be,
Huh?
but it'd be awesome. It'd be like barely any lyrics. Be a lot of noises made. You gotta have a couple songs featuring Little John just to make it
You
hype.
know, this isn't really related, but it's just interesting what happened to Chance's career after the big new day or the big day, whatever the hell it's called. It's because I feel like he fell completely off the map after that. Like the man has been MIA ever since. All the only thing he's done after the big new day or whatever is he had some girls twerking on him in Jamaica, and next thing you know he's divorced. So I don't know what happened to him, man.
You know what? Ever since when he was like really working with Kanye like that,
I think
and then
Kanye messed
Kanye
him.
got like, well, I don't think that Kanye messed him up. I think it was just like you and everybody associated is gonna go and catch a little bit of a nail. And I think because he like everyone looked at what Chance had done as like his previous work, and they're like, oh, hot showers, more like a hot mess. Even though I personally like hot showers, a lot of hot showers.
But if he,
But that's my taste in terrible
I
music.
don't. Because there's a if we ever do the third, what the hell the name of that mixtape? I can't even think of the name of the mixtape, but that mixtape they did with the three on it that went crazy, but Chance like really kind of blew up. Because there's a lot of decisions that were made on that album that was specifically because of Kanye that I will never understand. That I feel like behind the scenes Kanye talked something to Chance that messed him up moving forward with his career. There's a bunch of like, him and T Pain made like three or four songs. Well, this is maybe personal, but him and T Pain made like three joints together that all of it was removed because Kanye told him to, more or less. This
Three is
doesn't make it. This doesn't make any
the
sense.
coloring book, by the way.
The
Three is
coloring
the
book, yeah,
coloring
yeah,
book.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
Let's talk about
the
Acid
song, the
Rap.
joint, same drugs with Future. That was originally supposed to be a feature with Chance and T Pain, but he took T Pain off and put Future on, which
Hey, someone in the comments just said a Chance did something on The Voice, which I don't. What would Chance the Rapper bring to the TV show The Voice?
well, I mean, isn't it where they
You
have a
could
whole
have used
bunch of like?
more. I like the way you're saying that, but you should talk about your wife more, please. We need five more.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'll give you
Did he
that.
really? He was on The Voice.
Yeah.
No shot. Chance the Rapper was on Punk?
Wait, what? Punk was still around by the time Chance the Rapper got big. It must have been a
No,
revival
but
of
he
Punk.
was in 2003, 2007, which means that Chance the Rapper was doing something with Punk before he got big because he started putting out albums in 2012.
Yeah, maybe he was. Well, because didn't they say his dad was kind of into some kind of music biz type of thing that he could have been in and around the business sort of. He's got some kind of ties that I think I don't know specifics, man. I don't know. But I think he's got some sort
All
of
right,
ties
guys.
to the gang that he would have him around in some circles. Maybe he was just in somebody's entourage or something at the time. I don't know.
I don't know. We gotta get the new album called The Comeback, where it's gonna be Chance the Rapper and Mike Jones, and we'll throw a third guy on there for no reason. Who would you put with a trio? Like if you were to make a trio with them?
Throw
Huh?
I
Jello
would
on.
make a trio of Slim Thug, Mike Jones, and Paul Wall.
You gotta put Jello in so you can swerve in the corners. Whoa. Um, I, I hate to cut all the Chance the Rapper talk, but
Oh.
next
I don't know how we
week,
got the chance.
next week.
Thank you for the chance to talk about Chance. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
Oh my
Now I
god!
gotta take a hot shower after all that.
And let's not forget, this is after y'all done got on grandma. But next week is viewers' choice. Shout out to everybody that voted on my story. It was some good competition in there. It was a whole bunch of ties, and this one almost ended in a tie, but someone came through last second, and this one pushed it over.
I'm not gonna like this.
Well, sure, you about to look like it with your hair wrapped up. You feel me? We got Erykah Badu next week.
Ah,
And it's
yeah.
not grandma's gun, but it's mama's gun. That's the name of the
See,
album. Compared this, and I was just going through the Wikipedia real quick. Some have compared this to the female version of the Voodoo album, and Justin knows what that means,
Which one?
right?
The what?
It's the female Voodoo album.
Oh shit! Sorry for the swear. That was interesting now.
Yes.
If you guys don't know about D'Angelo, you better learn. You better learn something.
Yeah. So
I will say there wasn't a single choice in that viewer choice thing that I would have been happy with. So maybe Adele, maybe, but nah, that would have been a push.
dang man. So we about to put Cheddar on something new this week. Some more, another classic in the community.
I'm telling you, I'll be honest. The only experience I have with Erykah Badu music is that video where she was on a bus or something like that. And everybody knows what I'm talking
Come
about.
on.
That's the only.
Conversation with her on a bus.
You talking about window seat?
There we go. There we go. That's
Man, that
that's my
yeah,
only experience with Erykah Badu's music.
yeah, I recall the video.
Is that when she gets like naked?
Huh? Yeah.
Is that the window seat when she gets naked?
Well, thank you for saying the quiet part out loud,
God
Justin.
damn.
No,
That's why we gonna take
no,
this.
sorry, I've never seen this. So I started skipping through the video. Like, sorry,
Oh,
here's a spoiler. I was looking through the video because I was looking for a bus. Didn't see a bus, just saw a fat ass. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that.
it's a bus back there. It's a bus back there.
There's someone say there's parking back there, man. That's crazy.
Hey, I know. Hey,
Someone would say that's a soul print.
let's just say I know a lot of words to that song.
I don't.
Someone hired just to stand there. There's no way everybody just stood there and was like, let me just watch Erykah Badu just whole ass out. I was
Yeah,
sorry.
I would. Everybody like, what? This bitch is crazy. But
Someone had to whisper in her ear. I was like, you know what would be crazy, Erykah? And she's like, what? If you just took all your clothes off and made a powerful message. But you need to have your clothes off. And she was just like, are you sure about the clothes? And he's like, yeah, 100%.
And after this week, after viewers' choice, we have switched up the rotation to how it was for Secret Santa. So that means Cheddar gets to go first. And, I forgot. Hey, what was the topic again?
It's like because February is the month of love, so we're doing like R&B albums or
We
something like that. You know.
doing, I keep calling it something to fuck to, but they ain't going for it. So we doing love all of February. So I mean, shoot. What's the name of his album? Who? Mike Jones. 2 B pluses, a B minus, and a S. A S with a classics multiplier for full love.
You ready to 4 TIs out of a TIP.
Shoot. Hey, 40, give us a MF Doom quote before we slide off.
rap snitches telling all their business, be in the courtroom, be their own star witness. And Mike Jones never said no snitching because he never talked about anything outside of his phone number. So at least we know he's never gonna snitch, man. Shout out to that. Have a good night, y'all. Take care.
Peace.